We are at the backdrop of Jaipur Literature Festival. I get to meet you every year at Jaipur Literature Festival. You'll be having a session on myth. You had a session on myth.
Tomorrow I am having.
Tomorrow
now I
you
have
have
the launch of that Lakshmi.
Right. But tomorrow you'll be having a session on myth, and I really want to know, dig deep into this particular aspect of myth. When we say mythology is around stories, a lot of people believe that this is a reality which has been rewritten and everything. How do we distinguish between these two aspects? Like, is it actually a myth or is it actually a real story?
How does it matter is my first question.
Okay.
Because one of the greatest definition was given by Anand Kumaraswamy. He said that reality, myth is something which is closest to the truth rather than history. Why? Because it affects people much in a much profound way than history does.
True.
History's impact we may or may not be aware. Of course, there could be a lot of impacts without we being aware. We are speaking in English because of an historical accident.
True. Makes sense.
But it is not our identity. We are just using this as a tool. So history
just to communicate.
History becomes a tool. Just like language, history becomes a tool, even a political tool. Of course, myth also can be made into a political tool. That's a separate thing. But myth, or I will use myth again. See, many words in Indian languages doesn't have an equivalent translation and vice versa.
Right.
It's very difficult to translate Dharma. It's very difficult to translate God.
Dharma is not related to religion. It's not entirely correct to say Dharma and religion is same.
Actually, Dharma has nothing to do with religion. It's only in Hindi and the languages which is related to Hindi that Dharma is used as a synonym of religion. Whereas in the South, religion is mostly madham. That is your mat. That is your opinion.
Okay. Wow.
There is no equivalent Sanskrit word for religion. There is no equivalent Tamil word also for religion actually. Old languages don't have a word for religion in India.
Okay.
So there is nothing called as we know as religion. So what happens when you translate things like Dharma? Dharma is very difficult to define, but it's like a code of conduct for that particular era.
Right.
What is right and what is wrong.
Then
that is not religion.
Then how do we define myth?
So that's why again, in India there is nothing, we are trying to put English words into Indian thing. It creates a lot of confusion. For us it is Purana. It happened sometime. May or may not have happened.
True.
Is Itihas, it happened like that. Did it exactly happen like that? It doesn't matter. Because the purpose of all these things were not to teach you history lessons on so and so year Babur came and did so and so atrocities. It's not the idea. Or he conquered and he won so and so victory. He did good things, he did bad things. That's not the idea.
Right.
Here it is more on teaching the values. So it stands for rather like what is perhaps the God's instruction in Christianity or in Islam. In India, the equivalent is through stories. So the difference is you hear instructions will be like this is you shall not do that, thou shall not do that. So there is a clear-cut thing. Clear-cut things has the advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is that it is clear-cut. Disadvantage is that fanaticism will increase. My way or highway. That's why crusades and all these things happened. Here it's the other way around. Here there is nothing is clear-cut. It is left to us to interpret because the belief is that the Dharma changes as per the time. What is Dharma at that era may not be Dharma now. So there is nothing absolute. And what is right for you need not be right for me. Like killing, an example if I take, killing is Dharma or Adharma?
That's a difficult question to answer because it's very subjective. For a few people,
so
it
that
may
is
be.
how
Because Bali is actually Dharma, but killing somebody is Adharma.
It all depends on from which perspective you are looking at.
Which point of view
you kill your neighbor or you kill your relative or your friend or an enemy, the government puts you in jail because
Adharma.
It's Adharma. But the same government gives you a gun and asks you to shoot a Pakistani, it becomes Dharma. Right? Because it's the enemy. So the context is defining, the action is not defining.
Right.
So very, very base level, this is so Indians had understood this complexity of life. I just said a very bad example, but a lot of things you can define like that. that is why they never try to define that this you shall do and this you shall not do. So when it comes like that, then you need something to illuminate the people. Because already they had acknowledged this is a very old civilization. So what is right may be wrong for someone else. One beautiful story, I don't know how much time you have.
Please share.
One beautiful story, they illustrated. Later they have changed the story, but originally how the story appears is the dove and the Sibi.
The dove?
Dove and the king Sibi.
Okay.
So Sibi prided himself that he is the most dharmic king. He will do only the right thing. He is the most compassionate man. So the gods decided to teach him this lesson that there is nothing absolute compassion is not there. Absolute dharma is not there. So how it happens is Agni takes versions differ. So somebody can say no, it is not Agni, it is Vayu. I heard lot of versions. See the crux of
gist
the
will be
gist
the
of the story. Agni becomes a dove and Indra becomes a hawk. And they come. So hawk chases the dove. So Shibi is doing a puja, the entire sabha is there, the dove comes to him and sits on the lap and dove says, please save me because I have kids, I have a family and the hawk is trying to eat me. So Shibi says, what the hell, I will protect you because my dharma as a king is to give abhay to who has taken sharan on me, who has asked asylum, I will have to protect you, that is my dharma, right? First line it is right, he says, I will do that. So when the hawk comes, he says that no, you can't take it. Get out. The hawk says, what nonsense is this? My kids are hungry. I have been created. My dharma as a hawk is to feed my children, right? And I am trying to feed and it's my prey. I didn't make it like that. No?
That's how the nature is.
That is how the nature is. So who are you to define the nature, how it is, what is right or wrong? I want the hawk. And hawks, the king is in a country. Hawk says that. Dove says that, sir, what is this? You are throwing me back to my death. So he says, okay, don't worry. He called somebody, bring me a chicken. And he says, here is a chicken, you feed your family. I am very compassionate, Chibi says. Then chicken asks, what the hell? It is a problem between hawk and the...
मैं क्यों आ रहा हूँ
बीच में I was roaming around. मुझे मार के क्यों लाया मुर्गा? Yes, why am I here? So Chibi is again in a country. Then Chibi says that, oh sorry, I think I get your point. I know now what is dharma.
It's very fluid.
I get your point. So I will do one thing. I will cut my leg and give this thing to you. Sacrifice. I am a great man. I will sacrifice for myself because I am dharmic. Then hawk starts laughing. He says, you think you are dharmic, but does your body belong to you? Does it not belong to your wife and children? They will have a lame man for life. Is that what you want to do to your wife? You ask them. So he asks all of them. They say, no, please don't give. Don't do all these things. It's just a don't do all those things. But he convinces them, saying that I am dharmic king. I have to do the sacrifice. Sacrifice is dharma. He gives a lecture on that. Finally, they agree. Then the hawk asks, that's fine, your family has agreed. But you are the king, right? So you belong to the people. Did you ask the people? That is dharma or not? Because you are going to be a lame king.
True.
So he asks the people. So people say, no, you can't give it. And finally he convinces, he says that people are not convinced. So he says that I don't want the kingship because I am going to sacrifice. Dharma, no? I don't want the kingship. So everybody clap. Oh, what a great person. He doesn't want kingship. He is cutting this thing and giving it. What a great man. And he is also very proud. Then the hawk again laughs. Hawk says, you are the king because you are the most suitable person. You are a great warrior. Right? So you are the protector of so many people. Now like an idiot you get down, somebody less capable will come and sit there. So you are doing injustice to all these people. Is it dharma? And so he says that, oh, okay. Then I myself will sit there after giving it. And hawk says, you are a lame man and you have already created a trouble because you have given a word. Now tomorrow a war comes, another cruel king comes there, you are not able to fight because you are lame. So because of your good action, you end up surrendering the country to a evil man and the evil is going to rule all these places. So is that a dharma? What you are doing? And he says, I don't know what is dharma. This is, so they tell him, it all depends. Any action will have a karma bala. Any action is a karma. There is nothing like good or bad karma. You will have to choose between them. So you will have to choose that, okay, for me, saving the life of the dove is more important. I am ready to face the consequences of it. It is not. I am doing it because that is what I feel it is right, and I am ready to face the consequences of it, and I am to blame for that. And I am not doing it because I am a great man, but this is what is going to give me the goodness of satisfaction of it. Or you can take a decision that I am very sad the dove is going to die, but my duty is towards the people, to the people, and let the nature take its course. I will do my duty. That also is dharma. This also is dharma. It is yours for dharma. You have to decide that. So this much subtlety you cannot show through history. You can show it only through stories. That is why they never bothered about history and concentrated on telling stories again and again, which the English called myth. But for us, these are all, that's why they are called Dharma Purans. Because they don't say you what is Dharma, they make you think and make you wonder about the complexity and the beauty and the simplicity of the world.
Thank you for bringing a very different perspective. This story was amazing. This folklore or whatever you want to call it, this was amazing.
It's
from Puranas. This actually brought in a very different perspective into my brain. I really hope to catch you soon. Again, in a pretty big format podcast, but I guess we have a time constraint. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Anand Neelakantan, and all the very best for your book. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.